You can begin.
Morning, everybody. My name's Anthony.
Michael.
Nick.
Cameron.
Dylan.
And we are the Keysairs. And as you can see, we are trying to lower the drinking age to 18. A quick disclaimer, since it is 2018, we do not support the act of getting drunk or drunk driving. But we do support the freedom to buy what you want as an adult, as you are 18 years old or above. Before I start off, I'd like to start off with a little activity. Can everybody who drinks an alcoholic beverage please raise their hands and leave them up? Okay. Now, keep your hands up if you are under 21. Okay, looks like more than half the class. So more than half the class are susceptible to these consequences. As in your license being suspended for at least 60 days. The payment of fines to which from $200 for the first offense as well as $500 for the second, as well as enrollment in alcohol educational programs and community service. You know, nobody wants to do that. Also, an estimated 2 out of every 1,000 occasions of illegal drinking by youth under 21 results in arrest. That might not seem like much, but, you know, the 2 could be one of you guys, or, you know. It's better to be safe than sorry. Hit you guys with some cold hard facts real quick. Out of all the 190 countries in the entire world, 61% have a drinking age of 18 or 19 years old, while the United States and 11 other countries have the drinking age of 21 years old. France, also a European country where the legal drinking age is 18, has a 19% alcohol involvement in all fatal car crashes, while the US has a staggering 38.6 alcohol involvement. As you can see, even though France's drinking age is 18, they have a 19.6 less involvement with alcohol and fatal car crashes, which is actually crazy, since, you know, by the drinking age being 21, it's supposed to make everything more safe. Also, 20.1% of all enlisted armed forces members are between the ages of 18 through 20. And personally, I believe that if you can serve our country and put your life on the line at the age of 18, you should be able to go to the store and buy alcohol. I'm just gonna pass it to Nick for the meat.
Okay, why we need the minimum legal drinking age to be lowered to 18. 18 is the age of adulthood in the United States, and adults should have the right to make their own decisions about alcohol consumption. The reason I believe this is because turning 18 entails receiving the rights and responsibilities of adulthood to vote, smoke cigarettes, serve on juries, get married, sign contracts, be persecuted as adults, and join the military, which includes risking one's life. Another reason why I believe we need the drinking age to be lowered: although allowing 18 to 20-year-olds to drink alcohol in regulated environments with supervision would decrease unsafe drinking activity, and prohibiting this age group from drinking in bars, in restaurants, and other licensed locations cause them to drink in unsupervised places such as fraternity houses or house parties, where they may be more prone to binge drinking and other unsafe drinking behavior. Also, traffic accidents and fatalities are most common among newly legal drinkers, regardless of the minimum legal drinking age. In 2009, the 21 to 24-year-old age group had the highest percentage of drivers in fatal crashes, with blood alcohol concentration levels of 0.08 or higher, at 35%. Any increase in traffic accidents or fatalities among 18 to 20-year-olds would be offset by a decrease in those of 21 or older. And there are fewer drunk driving accidents and fatalities in many countries with a minimum legal drinking age of 18 in the United States. Although the United States has an increased minimum legal drinking age since 1984. Its rate of traffic accidents and fatalities in the 1980s decreased less than that of European countries whose legal drinking ages are lower than 21.
So, what can we do to satisfy this? So in 1984, as Nick said, there was a law that was passed, which is the National Minimum Drinking Age Act. President Reagan signed it into law. One reason why he did that was to help with federal funding for states. So it was a part of a larger bill, and if states didn't enact that law, then they would lose 10% of their highway funding. So that was a big clause during that time. And so that was to be repealed, and the states would have the right to pick the legal drinking age for their state. That'd be a good way to satisfy that. Additionally, if you are 18, you're told you can vote, sign contracts, enlist in military, serve juries, but you can't drink a beer. Now, we just said that the majority of this class is under 18 and does drink alcohol, so why can't that be legal? And then the minimum legal drinking age 21 laws are hard to enforce. Let's face it, we all have those friends that buy us alcohol. I don't, but you guys obviously do, because you drink, as we just said, right? So, how is it able to enforce that at universities where you're under the age but you can still drink? So in 2008, the Atheist Institute, which is a group of college professors and chancellors, came together and had a dialogue about this, because if you are entering college, you are an adult, and you are living your life on your own, you should have the right to choose whether alcohol is the right choice for you. And in other countries, the age majority, which is the age you become an adult, is when you can buy alcohol. So it should be the same in the United States.
Alright, so this chart, it just shows them pretty much from 1991 to 2016, pretty much the percentage of college students who reported binge drinking, which, as we should know, binge drinking is pretty much just drinking excessive amount of alcohol, which could lead to dangerous situations. But in this 25-year time span, from 1991 to 2016, college students have showed a 24% decrease in binge drinking. So it just shows that over the time period, like I guess college students are aware of the dangers of binge drinking, so less of them do not participate in that. Because in 1991 it was a 43%, and then by 2016 it was 32%, which is a pretty good drop off in my opinion. And so pretty much you won't have to worry, the public won't have to worry about a bunch of like college students just running around like drunk off their minds just because the drinking age is lower, because it just shows that there's still control in that age group. So this chart is pretty much this is like a different age group. I guess is the group from 18 and below, but this is just showing that just because I guess someone's older brother is 18, he's not gonna give alcohol to like little kids and stuff like that are in the 8th grade, 10th grade, 12th grade, because there's just already like low numbers of people that drink in those ages, and it won't be an alarm, and the public won't be in danger.
Alright. So, what steps can be taken to actually lower the minimum legal drinking age to 18 or even 20? Just lower it. Although it would be difficult considering all the progress that organizations like MAD and SAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Students Against Dangerous Decisions, all the things that they've accomplished, there are actions to be taken in order to restore the MLDA to 18, as it was most recently in 1984 with the National Legal Drinking Age Act. Number one, we can fill out a petition with at least 100,000 signatures in 30 days, which would warrant a response from the government. Yes?
You have 5 minutes left.
Along with a written formal letter to President Trump, which would be weighing the pros and cons. And the main point of that letter would be that if an 18-year-old can go off to war, how is it so that if he is to return, he can't consume alcohol upon his arrival? Now, if a formal letter doesn't accomplish the goal, then organized protests, rallies, or marches and/or other progressive measures could be taken. And now, examples of such amendments or progressive measures would be in 2008, there were several amendments that were introduced or suggested in several states. In Kentucky, Wisconsin, and South Carolina, they all considered lowering the drinking age specifically for military personnel. In Missouri, they considered a ballot initiative to lower the drinking age to 18. And now, none of these actually went into act, obviously, because they needed more support. But in 2008, a South Dakota initiative would have allowed individuals 19 and 20 to purchase low alcohol beer, which would be 3.2 alcohol percentage by volume, opposed to 4.2, which is standard Bud Light or really any beer. In Vermont, they had a proposal, and they actually did create a task force to study the issue. It's still ongoing. They are still pursuing to lower the drinking age in Vermont. And in Minnesota, they filed a bill allowing anyone over the age of 18 to buy alcohol in bars or restaurants. Now, these are just some of the progressive measures that could be taken, but all in all, there is work being done to lower the drinking age to 18 as it was in '84. Any questions from the crowd?
There are just some cool websites we used, some citations, more citations. That's it. Any questions?
Any comments? Comments, questions? So, just restate for me your prime, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
Go ahead, no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna comment, the big graph that you showed of like 5% like over the years, like the amount of binge drinking. Do you know the graph I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think that graph like is more saying that like that we should keep the age to 21 because it's obviously working if the percentage is decreasing of binge drinking. I'm not sure that's necessary. Like, I understand that everything's up to interpretation, but it just seems like it's kind of going against your point, doesn't it?
I understand what you're saying, but like when you think about it, like when that graph started like 25 years ago, like it was a different time. Like if people drank, they drank a lot, and like this is just showing like age, I guess. Like right now, I don't know. Like a lot of my friends, they don't really like drink till they drop, pretty much from what I see. And like I see that a lot everywhere, especially where I went to high school. A lot of kids didn't really drink. They did just a small amount of kids that drank, and I feel like this is just showing that that we're not getting worse as like a society, like in our age group. Like we're getting better, so we'll be able. We're mature enough to be able to buy a drink at a drink.
Why not make it legal at our age?
Yeah.
Or even just like allow like bars to be open to like 18-year-old minimums, because like drinking is a supervised place where you're probably going to, or instead of an unsupervised place like a house or like a party or something, because like it's just probably more safe that way. You have more people looking out for you, and like yeah, it just seems to be safer if it was allowed in supervised places.
But do you think lowering the drinking age would make people more, like would make people want to go out to bars and stuff like that? But like rather than like if you have kids that are 18 to like 20 years old and they're in college, why wouldn't they just buy their drinks and bring them back to their houses or their homes and stuff like that? Like what makes you think that lowering the age will like make younger people go out to these bars and stuff like that, or like supervised places of drinking?
Well, I guess I'm saying like, I mean, you drink it there, you're not allowed to take it out to the bar, like.
And it'd be like more exposure, because like you graduate high school, you have your summer with all your friends before you all leave. Why can't you just enjoy it, have a couple drinks? So once you you get to college, your freshman year, you have a bunch of things. So what's the point of, like, not waiting till you're 21, obviously, because, like, most people do, but, like, you could essentially make it 18 once you graduate high school, once you're able to vote, enlist in the military if you want to, and get exposure to drinking alcohol and know your limits.
So we've been talking a lot about why the drinking age should decrease to 18. But do you guys know why the drinking age was, put at 21 in the first place?
That was
We talked about it.
the National Minimum Legal Drinking Age Act of '84, which was basically pushed upon by Ronald Reagan just to increase federal funding for highways. They told all the highways that if you don't states, if you don't lower the drinking age to, or increase it to 21, then we're not going to give you federal funding for your highways. So all the states had to hop on board.
So the states have the ability to change the age. It's in the states' hands. But if they do,
They lose funding.
they lose their federal funding for their highways.
Like,
So it's their choice, but it's obviously not, it hasn't,
Yeah.
Because
it
they
hasn't,
want- they
you know,
still
that,
want
that,
money.
that thing hanging over them has not, made them they don't want to give up that funding.
Yeah.
So they're gonna keep it at 21.
wow, that's sad.
One of the arguments that I've heard with respect to the binge drinking and the connection is when you look at the Europeans and the fact that their kids start drinking lightly. In Germany, for example, they drink what's called a Radler, which is like Sprite in beer, but they start to drink it when they go out to dinners and stuff. Is that you learn to drink responsibly in your family surroundings. Whereas when you go off to college and you're not allowed to do it, what do? You binge drink. You do it, you pack it in when you can because you can get away with it, right? And so that's one of the arguments I've heard that makes, to me, like psychological
It's
sense.
like the idea of
Kevin.
forbidden fruit. It's
Exactly.
If you can't have
Right.
it, you want it.
And there's also a statistic, I don't think you guys had it in here, but there's a statistic that talks about the fact that there's more young people that die from binge drinking incidents than highway-related alcohol accidents at that age level below 21.
Okay, I was just gonna add, like, just going along with that, like, in the UK, you can legally drink at 18, but, I think it's 16, you're allowed to have a glass of ale with your dinner if you go out to eat, like, they obviously ask for your
It goes
16,
along with the
but, like,
socialization.
it's the same thing of, like, you know what your limits are, you know that it's safer to, like, eat when you drink, and, like, it's around your family, and, like, it's a much, like, safer environment overall.
A couple of years ago, I had a student that was from Brazil, and their presentation, when he grew up in that environment, right? And he talked about that as far as it became part of the family thing, and he knew how to drink, as opposed to trying to again get away with it. So it was an interesting comparison.
Yeah, that's why the progressive measures would be good. It's like almost once you turn 18, then you have those 3 years to acclimate to it, and you don't have that period where you want it but you can't have it, so you get it, find a way. And that's it.
Okay, thank you.